This is Tee It Up. Tee It Up, Brooke. Hello and welcome back to Tee It Up. I'm Lindsay Eastwood, one of your hosts, and I'm joined by Brooke Avery, my fellow co-host. We're back for season 2. A long time no see, Brooke. But before we kick it off, I just got to remind everyone that this podcast is brought to you by Pro Skate Corner, located in Toronto, Ontario. So hockey season's coming around. Head out over to see our buddy Jeff Potter, and he'll take care of all your equipment needs. But Brooke, how's it going? Long time no chat on the pod.
Oh, Lindsay, I know it's been crazy. It's been since I think April was our last episode. It's been crazy. I mean, I can't believe it's been that long, but done a lot of traveling, surprisingly, in that span of time. Was in Mexico for a week, which is the first time I've ever been ever been to Mexico. I've been to Canada, so I've now hit all 3 North American major countries. So that was fun. But yeah, Mexico was great. I was there for a week, took the whole week off, no work, nothing. So that was great. I went to Arizona and saw our friend Logan for a long weekend. That was fun. Was in Michigan for a week with the Packers for Packers 30th. I was in New Hampshire for 2 weeks.
Damn,
see my
Packers
family.
30.
I know, she's literally 30, and she goes, oh man, people are gonna think I'm so washed up and I'm old. I'm like, well, you're still better than most of us.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so then I was home for 2 weeks. I went on my first business trip in a year and a half, just outside of Houston in Sugar Land, Texas, which was awesome. Coaching now, so going to be out in Detroit for a October tournament. Going to Vermont this weekend for the NAHA tournament. So been all over the place, wearing my mask, being safe as always, though. But yeah, a lot of traveling, not a lot of downtime, but that's all right. That's what summer's for, right?
Absolutely right on, Brooke. Holy smokes. So it has been that long, because I remember you went to Mexico, that's old news. That's
Yeah,
very old news. So it's been a hot minute, but I've done a little bit of traveling myself. I only around Canada. I got out west, got to see the Rocky Mountains in Calgary and Banff and Canmore. It's beautiful out there. And I saw Thunder Bay, was visiting some friends. So yeah, it's been a fun summer. Kind of weather wasn't the best, and you know me, I'm obviously my weekends spent at the cottage, so lots of time spent there. And yeah, I'm shipping back out to Toronto here this weekend, and back at it, back to business. I think we're finally going to start to get back in the office for work in my day job, so I might get to meet my colleagues. I've never met them face to face, so that's quite something. And then I'm also coaching, gonna help out with the Etobicoke Girls Hockey Association this year. So, I mean, maybe our teams will cross paths, Brooke. I remember that Detroit tournament. That's the Halloween tournament, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That's the one.
Yeah, all the scouts were at that one. That was a good tournament.
Yeah. I don't know if I think I played in it one year. But we always did NAHA. We did Stony Creek, which they're not doing this year. That was a big
they're
tournament.
not.
No, I don't
Ontario's
think so. Yeah.
Still strict.
Yeah. We did Detroit once, I think. Yeah, that was a long time ago though. That's youth hockey. That's a long time. But yeah, it'll be fun. I mean, like you said, Sluge, maybe we'll cross paths. We'll see. Battle it out for the best coach.
Right on. What age group are you coaching?
I got U19s this year.
Oh, the big guns.
Yeah, the big guns. Yep. Kids are getting ready. They're trying to get recruited right now. I have some younger kids that are playing up, just the way that the numbers work. So I got some kids that are just starting the college process, some that are still looking to get recruited, some that are committed already. So it's very exciting. I remember this whole process as if it was not that long ago. So pre-Syracuse, right?
Well, give us your best advice then for someone who's trying to get recruited.
I would definitely say to stay active in your communication. There's a lot of kids that are trying to get recruited, and there's a lot of teams, and coaches have a lot of responsibility on their plate. So it's really important to keep that line of communication open. Always send them your schedule if you're going to be out at tournaments. Let them know if you're in the area at all. if you want to set up a tour or if you just want to grab a coffee or something. A lot of times people aren't in the area of that college, so it's good to always send your schedule. But yeah, definitely stay in contact because, like I said, coaches got a lot going on. They have their own season, plus they're trying to recruit. So yeah, always stay in touch. It's easy to just send a quick little email saying, hey, here's my schedule for the weekend, or hey, just checking in, wondering if you got whatever I sent you a couple weeks ago or whatever. So that would be my biggest piece of advice in terms of that. And obviously on the physical side, to stay in shape and continue what you're doing, because obviously if you're getting college looks, you're doing the right thing. So how about you, Lindsay? What would you suggest?
Well, no, that's some great advice. I totally agree. It's definitely, communication is very important. And in that communication, I think the biggest thing I'd say is always be polite. Always give the best version of yourself, and, you always want to be authentic as well, but, be polite, say your please and thank yous, and you're never too old for that. And communicate, because nobody likes being left on red, even with their own friends. Coaches don't either. And same with, you don't want to ghost them either. So no, that's great advice. And I guess just, every opportunity you can, work hard, and don't get too nervous when those coaches come around. Just play your heart out and be confident.
Love it. Oh, so true, Linz. Like I said, it's almost like we did this not too long ago. So.
Yeah, seriously. Holy high school days. It's been a minute.
Seriously.
But we got lots going on in the NWHL. We have lots to catch up on. I mean, we were letting the tea boil this summer, so it's the pot is screaming, Brooke. So should we get to it?
Oh, Lindsay, I love the way you put it. Honestly, I've been trying not to spill the tea all summer, waiting for this moment. But oh, I know, it's so great. We love spilling the tea. So, but yeah, I think the first order of business that we just actually saw last night or a couple nights ago was Women's Worlds. Like, we need to talk about what went down with that. So obviously, USA fan through and through till the day I die. But it was a really good game. I thought the pace was incredible. The competition gets better and better every season. So, but we got to talk about the goal. Like, I think anyone watching that game probably knew that Poulin's shot went in because it was a sick shot. Like, it was an incredible play. But like, I don't understand how you can blow the play down. So basically, if anybody that didn't see it, Poulin went down and scored like top shelf, bar down score. Like, it was in the net, bounced in and out, and US kept playing. I mean, I would have done the same, but the US kept playing, and then the puck went down into the Canadian zone, and then the Canadians had it, they had possession, and then they just held on to it, and then the buzzer blew, and that was the end of the game. And this was overtime. So we were like, okay, can you end the game like that? Like, and I know the comparison is with Patrick Kane in the Stanley Cup with the Blackhawks, the same sort of thing happened, but like that play didn't run. Like, this play ran for at least 15 more seconds. Like,
well, that's what I'm thinking, like, well, first of all, Brooke, you just brushed over the fact that we beat the wheels off of the US in the first game in the round robin. But anyways, no, we knew US was going to come back and put up a better fight in the final there. And women's hockey's coming a long way, and it's getting, the competition around the world is getting much better. And you're seeing like Finland, they won a couple of years ago, so it's definitely getting better. But I think US, US and Canada, you can almost always bet that they're going to be in the final against each other. So they knew they were going to get another crack at them, and everyone knew that it was going to be a much better game, and that was an unreal game. And like you said, though, that final goal, so that OT winner by Poulet, first of all, how many times is this woman going to score in OT and or the game winning goal, like Captain Clutch? But yeah, no, I also, I hear you though. Like, you can't just blow the goal horn in the middle of the play after like they scored 30 seconds before. You got to go and review that. Like, it's kind of like, what if Canada celebrates, they're all throwing their gloves in the air, throwing their helmets off, they go back and review and decide it was no goal. Like, then what do we do? You'll put your helmet back on? Like, that'd be a little awkward. It was clearly a goal, but still, like, they should have blown it down, reviewed it, called it a goal. Canada celebrates.
Like they did with the US Finland game last year, right? When they reviewed that goal in
Oh
overtime.
yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Like, especially in a situation like that, it's overtime of the gold medal game. You got to make sure you get that call right. Regardless if you know that it's in or not, like mid play, I was shocked because I was
That
watching
was
with no
weird.
sound because I was at work and I was like, wait, that puck definitely went in, but they kept playing and I was like, huh, wait. And then it stopped and I was like, wait, did I miss something? Like,
Yeah,
what is going on?
that was weird. That was weird, but
Yeah.
I
We'll have
mean,
to do a poll for that and see what
yeah.
people think.
Yeah, for
We'll have
sure.
to
But
get some info on that.
all around, really good game. Cool.
Yeah,
Nice
and
to
great
watch.
tournament too. Like
Yeah.
I was so impressed that I didn't really see any major blowouts. I mean, obviously we have some new teams to the division, Germany, for example, but we haven't seen Germany before. Like that was pretty cool to see them in there. Same thing with Denmark. They worked their way up too. And I have a friend on the Denmark team, and it was really great to see that whole preparation. But having friends on the Czech team too, that was a devastating loss in the semis for them because they played a really good game. Or it might have been quarters. I forget which one it was. But again, with Japan too, like Japan came out of nowhere and played incredible. So to see the international talent is really reassuring because obviously, like we've said, US and Canada have battled it out in the gold for quite a number of years, but to see this, new level of talent coming through it is really exciting. So I'm excited to see what happens next year.
Well, what's also cool is I'm hearing about girls on like Team Hungary. So they go over there and they play. They're North American, either American or Canadian, and they go over there and they play in their league in the Hungary league. And now they applied for a passport and so they can play on their team. So they're playing. So like there's girls. So like you and I, it's like you and I going over there playing pro for a couple of years, applying for a passport, and then becoming technically a citizen. So then you get to be on their Olympic team.
You know what? I have heard this and I
They're
have
cheating the
seen it.
system.
I've met people that have done this now
Yeah.
that you say that. And it's crazy to me. I mean, it's awesome because do you think part of it is that they're just trying to get the teams better? Like, because I know, like, for example, Team China, or I know that the guy that ran that Chinese league really wanted players to come over and play. So he was paying them like crazy amounts of money. But obviously, it's up to the government at the same time. You can't just hand out passports. So it's like, do you think that's a collective thing or what? I don't know. That's very interesting to me.
Well, I remember AK. She was a Syracuse alum. She was there before we were there, but she's of Japanese descent, and she went over and played in Japan, and she had to live there. She wasn't able to come home for a couple of years because she was trying to get her passport in order to play. But at least it was in her heritage. I don't think some of these girls it's in their heritage at all.
No,
They're
it's
they're
definitely
just
not.
applying for the passport and becoming a citizen. So that's pretty crazy. I mean, I always kind of wish, I have some Finnish in me, but Finland's pretty good now.
I definitely have Irish, and I could probably put together a team if I had to go out there.
Yeah.
We'll
I
see.
always wish I could get my passport and go and try out for their team or something like that.
Right?
It's not good enough for Canada, so it'd be pretty cool.
Such a good point.
Yeah.
But I mean, speaking of like these international players and all this international talent, the NWHL had a really cool feature this year in the draft, and that they did the international draft. So each team had one pick for a player not stationed in the US. So we had representation from Russia, from Czech, I believe, Japan. So it was really cool to see that. So obviously, like I said, each team only got one pick, but to see that evolution come to light is really cool. And to see where that's going to go in the next few years as our draft gets bigger, as our league gets bigger, to see that international web kind of get cast across the globe is really cool.
Yeah, it was a neat feature that they added on this year to the draft. I mean, when I saw that, I didn't really know what to expect from that, but it's definitely going to help grow the game. I know that's the whole point of, we're not just growing our game nationally and in North America, we're trying to grow it over the globe. And like we've been talking about, like they're bringing some imports to the Olympic teams these days. They're trying to grow the game, trying to make their teams better out there. So I think that's a really cool feature, and definitely I know there's some great players all over the world. So hopefully they can bring their talents over here and we can share our talents over there. So it's because I know we've had a couple friends who played overseas, and now they're brought coming back over. Ali Monroe, one of them, she's going to be playing for Connecticut. She's a fan of the show. We had her on before, so friend of the show here. Ali Monroe should be playing for Connecticut, so that'll be a fun one. And same with Emma Pulaski.
Yeah,
we got over the end.
I was just gonna say, Cuse is taking over the NWHL. I don't know, Lindsay, but I think we might have some orange coming out here soon. So we'll see. But yeah, it's really cool to see that kind of, people that leave to North America or from North America and go overseas and then boomerang back. And maybe we see a little bit of that mesh through with having these Europeans and other players from overseas to come over here. I mean, hopefully they don't boomerang back because we love having them. But yeah, same sort of thing. Like with the NHL, they do the same thing. They bring in a bunch of imports from all across the globe, and the best talent comes here. So I'm excited to see where that goes. But speaking of Emma and Ali, both signing with Connecticut, Emma being a draft pick this year, I was so jealous that Linda Cohen announced her name. I was like, Emma, do you know who that is? Like, that is incredible. You need to network with her now. Like, but that draft was so amazing. I loved, last year it was a really, really great opportunity for our league to kind of grow it in a COVID situation. And I think we did a really good job bringing in so many big names, some really good talent, some good representation. And I think this year was just as good and obviously better. We had a lot of female representation, pro baseball, pro hockey, pro basketball, all across the sport. So it was really cool to see that. And obviously just, with everyone, we had ESPN representation, NBCSN, really, really cool stuff. So a lot of good talent too that came out of that draft. So I was very, very surprised, especially having been a kind of a unique year where players had the option to stay in college if they wanted to do that fifth year.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of a tough year for the draft because of that, right? Like there's a lot of talent that are still staying in the NCAA, and like I don't blame them. I took a fifth year. I would too.
So fifth year train.
Yeah, right. So I don't blame them at all. But yeah, no, definitely some talent, good talent still came out. And yeah, like you said, there's some another cool feature to the draft. They had some cool announcers, and one of them being who later was announced as one of our coaches, Angela James. Also, so she's going to be the assistant coach of the Six and working alongside Coach Mark Joslin. So the two of them are going to be coaching us there on the bench. But Angela James, let me start with her, also known as the Wayne Gretzky of women's hockey. What a name. Imagine that. No. So maybe Wayne Gretzky's the Angela James of men's hockey. How about that?
There you go. Even
better, right? So yeah, she's inducted to the Hockey Hall of Fame. People say she's the reason why women's hockey was put on the map and gained recognition as an Olympic sport. So she's quite the woman. I'm super pumped to play under her. I know she's played best known as a center in, I believe, but she played some D. So hopefully I can get some tips from her. I think she can probably play everything. I even saw that she was a goalie at one point. So I mean, an athlete's an athlete, I guess, but I'm not that athletic. But no, I can't think of a better woman to help coach us this year. So I'm super excited to get on the ice with her and get her insight. But then our head coach will be Mark Joslin. And he's been around the game for a long time. And he's actually, Mark and Angela went to school together at Seneca College, so that's how they knew each other, I guess. And so he brought her on the staff. So it was a great signing for him. And but yeah, he clearly knows a lot about the game. He's been around the GTA running hockey programs and junior A men's guys teams and programs. I mean, sounds like a great coach, except the fact that I think he's going to skate us a lot.
Ooh, welcome to the club, Lindsay. You don't know nothing. You come to a ribs practice, then you'll know what skating's like.
Oh man, last year Digit wouldn't skate us. She'd skate us, but not too bad. So I think I'm in for a rude awakening.
We already got an email. Oh yeah, next couple weeks conditioning is going to be huge. I'm like, oh no. I know this means puck races.
No rest.
Maybe I'll win one this year. Who knows? We'll see. That's a goal. It's a personal goal.
Yes,
We'll
yes.
But
Oh, I
speaking
hope
of
so.
Ribs too, obviously we got Anya as our GM now. Anya Packer, wife of Madison Packer, my teammate as well. But I think I love this announcement because beyond anything else, Anya is by far the most qualified person for the job. She's been in the league since its inception. She's worked on behalf of the players. She's super organized, super determined, very successful, and is going to bring that leadership to the Rivs. And I'm super excited. I mean, she got our team sold within the first few weeks of being a GM. Like she's done a lot of work for us, a lot in the off season, and really looking forward to having her this year. She is incredible, obviously a good friend of mine, but beyond that, a very good professional for not just our team, but for our league as a whole. And beyond hockey too, she's a huge advocate of women's sports. So, obviously that's a huge factor in anything that we do as hockey players. We try to encourage our female athlete fellows and just kind of growing female sports in general. So really excited for her to be with the Rivs. Obviously we have Evo back this year, maybe less of a resume as your coach is over there, but still he's bringing in his third season this year with the Rivs, so he's got some seniority here. I'm very excited to have him back. And then we also have Kelly Nash joining us, who's going to do a lot of our hockey ops and scouting, which is really big for I think our team and for the league. We'll talk about our new directors of scouting in a second. But to have that position, that's something that I don't think any other team has really done yet. So just to kind of take those small steps forward, now that we do have a scout on staff, that's great for the talent that's going to be coming in the next few years. And as I just mentioned, the directors of scouting for the NWHL, it shows that there's a true investment in the talent that we're bringing in. And we really have some expertise behind that.
Yeah. And I just wanted to add on there, like you can really tell Anya, she's like super passionate about the game. And I think everywhere you go in women's hockey, you meet people passionate about the game, passionate about growing women's sport hockey and women's sports. And I think that's, that makes for, someone more dedicated to their job when they're passionate about it. Right. So I think that's awesome. And I'm sure she'll be great for you guys. And likewise, the rest of your staff. And I didn't know that you guys have a scout. So that's pretty big news. And like you mentioned, so we have some new directors of scouting for the league, Bill Flanagan and Ken Dufton. So Bill's going to take the US side, and Ken's going to do the Canadian side, I guess, is the way it rolls. But like you said, like dedication to, bringing in top tier talent. We are a smaller league, so you don't necessarily it'll be cool to see what happens moving forward, if there'll be more of those, because like you see NHL teams, they got like tons of scouts. My uncle's a scout for Anaheim, and I'm sure there's like a handful more for the team, and like they get the different areas. But that's great to hear. And it'll be good to see what kind of talent they bring in and they scout out for the league. It's only going to get better, I think.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, that's like you said, there's handfuls of people in that position for every NHL team. So to show that dedication to our league and our programs is great. So and we have two of the best. So I'm really excited to see who they bring in. And like we had said before, the international talent too. So it's nowhere but up from here, which is super exciting. So I would say that that's definitely something that I'm really looking forward to for next season, is to see how these new roles pan out. Directors of scouts, partnership deals, sponsorship deals, all that kind of stuff. So like we said, we made a lot of progress, even though we did have a bubble season last year. There was a lot of progress from season 5 to season 6. And now, moving back into that standard schedule, for season 7, it'll be good to get back into that swing of things, traveling with the team again. That's something that I definitely missed a lot. There's nothing like game day, traveling on the road to games. So, obviously the Toronto trip, the Rivs have been talking about, we're super excited about. So that'll be fun. And and obviously heading out to Minnesota is always a good trip too. But yeah, it'll be nice to have some sense of normalcy. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that we can keep it that way. Obviously, staying safe in the process, but really, really eager to get back to the road trips for sure. That's something that I really missed last season. So.
Yeah, I'll welcome you to the Six, Brooke.
Oh, that's not what I was saying, Lindsay.
Oh, it'll be good. Have you ever been to Toronto?
No, I've been close. I've seen it in the distance when I came to visit you last time,
Oh, okay.
in Ottawa. But yeah, no, never been to Toronto. Heard it's great
Okay.
though. So
Yeah, it's a fun
we'll
city.
see for myself.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to some normalcy. I mean, the bubble was cool and all, but one time thing. I really hope for forever, so we can just get back to normal, get things going again. The schedule's out, so we'll have to get everyone out there, check it out, look it up. Should be some good tilts. I can't remember when we play each other, but we'll have to set up our projections here in a couple episodes from now.
Yeah.
I know we have lots of guests that we want to bring on and lots of plans for this season. It's big plans. We've been cooking up. The tea's been boiling, like I said, so we got lots more tea. But one thing I do want to bring up is a former Buffalo Beaut, Jordan Ott, was diagnosed with breast cancer recently, and so our thoughts and prayers are with her, and we're thinking about her and sending strength. So if anyone wants to support, we'll put a link in our bio. I know there's some GoFundMe's out there, and I believe the Beauts are selling shirts, so check that out and try and support in any way you can. I mean, I can't imagine what she's going through right now, so I know the whole league is behind her.
Yeah, definitely. And that's just a testament to the hockey community. We're always there for each other, not just women's hockey players, but extending beyond that into the NHL and beyond. So it's really great. And at the end of the day, we're all human. So we're going to be there for Jordan, and we're hoping for her, like you said. So we're going to keep rooting for her. And like you said, too, we'll put a link in our bio to show Jordan your support. But again, just keep her in your thoughts as we move here closer to the season. But Jordan, we're thinking of you, and we look forward to seeing you, how you progress through everything. So, but that's going to do it for our first episode of season 2. I can't believe it. We've made it this far, Linz. Like you said, though, lots of stuff to spill in these next couple weeks. So we'll keep you guys informed on everything. We'll blast out the episodes and all that good stuff. But before we sign off again, like we always say in every episode, big thanks to Joe up at Pro Skate Corner. Get out there. Hockey season's coming around pretty soon, so you want to get everything that you need from him up there in the GTA. So big shout out to Pro Skate Corner for all they do for us, and we're really looking forward to having them on our side as we move forward into season 2. We'll talk to you guys soon.